So, have you ever really stopped to think about how a giant like Zillow gets to be, well, Zillow? How do they become the first name you think of for real estate? It's not just one killer feature, that's for sure. It's a whole ecosystem, built piece by piece. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual blueprint, the 15 essential features that any competitor would have to nail to even stand a chance.
But first, before we get into the how, let's just take a second to appreciate the scale we're talking about. Look at this number, 227 million. And no, that's not their valuation. That's how many unique people visit their site every single month. That's like the population of a massive country, all looking at houses. It's kind of mind-blowing.
And what does that kind of audience get you? Well, it gets you this, $2.2 billion in revenue. This just goes to show Zillow isn't just some popular app. It's an absolute financial juggernaut. It's all built on turning those millions of curious visitors into actual home buyers and sellers. That's the prize right there. And their reach is just staggering. We're not just talking about active home shoppers. Zillow's database, its listings, they cover nearly 70% of the entire U.S. population. Think about that for a second. They've basically created the digital map of the entire American housing market.
And this is where it really hits home. Look at this chart. When you add up all the traffic going to real estate websites, Zillow gets more than half of it. All of it. It's not just another choice in a crowded market. For most people, Zillow is the market. So, how on earth did they build this fortress? Okay, let's get into the blueprint.
Everything, and I mean everything, has to start with trust. Before anyone is going to spend hours on your platform dreaming about their next home, they have to feel safe. So this first part of the plan is all about creating that secure, solid foundation for your users. It's the bedrock for everything else we're going to talk about.
Now, these three things, user registration, a profile, and mobile verification, they might seem super basic, right? Almost boring. But they are absolutely critical. Registration is the front door. The profile is how you make the experience feel like it's just for them. And mobile verification? That's the security guard making sure everything's legit. You need all three to build a real relationship from day one.
Okay, so you've got your users signed up, and they feel secure. Now for the fun part, the part where you get them hooked, the hunt. This is where you have to turn what can be a really stressful process into something that's actually, well, addictive.
And this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's not enough to just throw a list of houses at someone. How do you design an experience that's so engaging, so intuitive, that people just can't stop scrolling and searching?
Well, the answer is giving them a powerful toolkit. It starts with a massive database. You got to have the goods. But then you give them total control. A map to explore neighborhoods visually. A save button so they can build their own little dream board of homes. And maybe most importantly, instant alerts that give them that little dopamine hit when a new house that fits their criteria hits the market. It's a loop that keeps them coming back.
And let's talk about virtual tours for a second, because this slide just says it all. This isn't just a cool feature. It fundamentally changes the game. Think of the time it saves. Instead of spending a whole day driving around, you can check out 10 places in an hour from your sofa. That's a huge value proposition.
And of course, none of this matters if it doesn't work perfectly in the palm of their hand. The whole experience has to be seamless on a smartphone. We're past the point where a good mobile app is a nice to have. It's the whole game now. If your app is clunky or slow, you've already lost.
All right, so imagine your user has found it. The one, the perfect house. They're excited, their heart's pounding. What's next? The platform's next job is to make it incredibly easy to turn that excitement into a real connection. You have to be the bridge.
Sure, a contact seller button is the absolute minimum, but the real genius move is secure in-app messaging. Why is that such a big deal? Because it keeps the most important part of the process, the conversation, inside your platform. It protects everyone's privacy, and it makes your app completely essential to the deal.
So now we're at the finish line, the most important phase, sealing the deal. This is where your platform has to evolve from just a search tool into a co-pilot that helps both the buyer and the seller navigate the actual transaction.
Let's look at it from the seller side. Listing a home can be super intimidating. A great platform makes it feel easy. You just break it down into simple steps. Upload your photos and videos, write your description, and set your price. It's all about empowering the seller and giving them confidence.
And speaking of photos and videos, this is a really important point. Adding a video tour isn't just about making a listing look fancy. The data actually shows that homes with video sell faster. Period. So that feature provides a real, tangible benefit to your sellers. It's not just fluff.
Now, let's flip back to the buyer. A cost calculator might be one of the most powerful tools you can give them. It takes a home from being a someday dream to a maybe right now possibility. It instantly answers that huge question that's always in the back of their mind. Okay, but really, can I afford this? It provides that financial clarity right when they need it most.
And finally, we're back where we started. Trust. This quote really nails it. When you let users leave reviews and feedback, you're doing more than just collecting data. You're building a community. You're creating a transparent ecosystem where every single user helps the next person make a better, more informed decision.
So, there it is. That's the blueprint. It's not just a random list of 15 features. It's a 4-part strategy. You build a trusted foundation. You create an addictive discovery experience. You enable a seamless connection. And finally, you facilitate the transaction.
So we've basically just reverse engineered the playbook of the biggest name in the game. But you know what? True disruption never comes from just copying the leader. It comes from innovating on top of it. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you know the blueprint, what's missing? What's the one feature you would build that could actually create the next Zillow?